a live video, and it is about nerd spaces and clout chasing. And it was a whole bunch of DreamCon drama that's been like exploding all on social media. So, my question is it nerds' fault that places like DreamCon and other types of conventions and nerd spaces as a whole have been infiltrated by clout chasers? So, without further ado, let's get started. Anime, as we all know, has never been bigger than it is today. What was once considered weird has become one of the biggest forms of entertainment in the world. You can walk into Walmart, Target, Hot Topic, the grocery stores, the arts and crafts stores, anywhere, and you can find anime merchandise. Professional athletes reference anime, celebrities wear anime shirts, streaming services compete for anime licenses. Like, anime is everywhere. Like, nerd culture is everywhere. And people that was into anime and things, especially growing up in the 90s, it was hard. It was really hard. And to get merchandise, like, you had to go import it and go on specialty websites, and it cost you an arm and a leg to get it. But now it's everywhere. It's accessible, just like watching anime. Like, it's so many streaming apps free, as well as some that you have to pay. You can get anime. But back then, like, it was hard. The struggle was real. But being a nerd isn't something many people hide anymore. For many longtime fans, that's something to celebrate. But there's another conversation happening within the community. Many fans are asking whether conventions like DreamCon and so many other conventions and other nerd events are changing because some attendees are there less for the fandom itself and more for the visibility, social media attention, or networking opportunities that large conventions provide. So, I want to explore that question from multiple perspectives. So, how did we get here? So, for decades, many anime fans, gamers, comic readers, and cosplayers, we all know we were mocked for our hobbies. People told us to grow up, we were called weird, and if you were a black person, they would say that's some white tea hobbies. You act white tea. That's what they would tell you. Some people even hid their interests because they were afraid of being judged, and naturally, many nerds wanted those hobbies to become more accepted. And fast forward today, and that acceptance has happened. Anime is mainstream, cosplay is mainstream, gaming is mainstream, comic culture is mainstream, all types of fandom is mainstream. But whenever something becomes popular, it naturally attracts a wider audience. That includes longtime fans, curious newcomers, businesses, influencers, media personalities, and people looking for opportunities to build an online following. So, does popularity automatically mean fake fans? Not necessarily. It's important not to assume someone's level of fandom based only on appearance, follower count, or when they discovered anime. Everyone was a beginner at some point. Someone who watched their first anime last month can become just as passionate and want to know more about anime as someone who started watching in the 90s. Being new doesn't make someone fake. Likewise, being popular on social media doesn't automatically mean someone isn't a genuine fan. Those are important distinctions. So, why are people talking about fake anime fans? Some longtime fans say their frustration comes from situations where people appear to dismiss or mock anime culture while still participating in anime conventions because those events are popular or profitable. And that's where my frustration comes. I don't care if you're new to the community, but have some respect. Don't bring that bullying mentality to these spaces because it was a safe space for a lot of us. And it is a lot of that bullying mentality that has come into the fandom spaces I noticed since it's become mainstream. Other point to social media trends where creators seem more focused on creating viral moments than engaging with the convention itself. Whether those impressions are accurate depends on the individual, and it's difficult to know someone's motivation from the outside. Still, these experiences have fueled conversations about authenticity within the community. Has social media changed convention culture? I think social media has changed almost every community, and it definitely has changed nerd spaces. Years ago, many people attended conventions primarily to meet other fans, buy merch, attend panels, watch cosplay contests, discover new anime series, and support local artists. Those activities are still a huge part of conventions today. Excuse me, guys. At the same time, social media has created new reasons for attending. Some people go to make content, live stream, network with brands, or grow their audience. For many content creators, especially the big content creators, that is part of their job. That doesn't automatically mean they're there for the wrong reasons. The challenge is finding a balance where content creation doesn't overshadow the event itself. Did nerd culture become too focused on being accepted? This is where opinions often differ. Some people believe the community became so excited that anime cosplay, nerdy things was finally considered cool that it stopped protecting the culture that made it special. Others argue that's not the right way to think about it. Communities naturally evolve as they grow, and excluding newcomers simply because there isn't simply because they're new isn't healthy either. The real question may not be whether nerd culture became too welcoming. Instead, maybe the better question is how do we stay welcoming while preserving the traditions, respect, and passion that longtime fans value? Can both things be true? I think they can. It's possible to believe that new fans are welcome. People discover anime in different ways in different times. Content creators belong at conventions too. Social media has changed convention culture. Some attendees may primarily be motivated by online attention. Longtime fans may feel nostalgic for earlier convention experiences. Those ideas aren't necessarily contradictory. What should the community focus on? Rather than trying to decide who is a real fan and who isn't, maybe the focus should be on behavior. Do people respect the event? Do they support artists? Do they treat cosplayers respectfully? Do they contribute positively to the atmosphere? Do they enjoy the hobby without putting others down? Those qualities matter far more than how long someone has watched anime because being real, there's some people that have been in the nerd spaces for a while and they're toxic. So you can't just say all newcomers that come in are making it bad. There's some people that's been in these spaces as well that are toxic. So you just have to call out the toxicity and let people know that that's not acceptable, whether they've been in the nerd spaces for a while or they're just coming into it. So my final thoughts. DreamCon and other conventions are continuing to grow because nerd culture has become more popular than ever before. Growth brings exciting opportunities, but it also brings new challenges. The goal shouldn't be to push people away. The goal should be to preserve the spirit of these communities while making room for people who genuinely want to participate. At the end of the day, conventions should still be places where people can celebrate anime, gaming, cosplay, comics, and the friendship that comes from sharing those passions. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think mainstream popularity has helped nerd culture more than it has hurt it? Has social media changed conventions for the better or for worse, or a little of both? Please leave your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the discussion respectful. And until next time, bye bye.